All right, we are live. Welcome, everyone. Do we ever decide on what we're calling this Tuesday
I
night?
don't think we ever really
No, never
decided.
came up.
I like Scott's though.
Something like that, right?
Yeah, maybe we do know what we're doing. Maybe we don't. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? We'll just swing it.
Was that the idiots of reselling?
That's the idiots of reselling.
The
Yeah.
idiots of reselling. I like that because it's a different take on it. Talk about the good and the bad.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it'd be good to do
nice
something on a
finally be
schedule.
well, it's nice to be. Yeah, it'd be nice just to. I like that. I feel like we're all settled in now. Like we've been gone for like 6 months. Now we're settled in, ready to do some more videos and come back and have some fun with the community, or at least with us. Nobody watches us. At least we have each other, right?
Absolutely, we just hang out with each other. It'll be our time to hang out.
That's all that matters.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, that's kind of the mindset I've adopted. Like, hey, quality over quantity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's up, Bruce, Val, Try Flippers? Still doing all right?
Brian's in the house. Yeah,
Yeah.
Brian with the
Group
Y, as Clay says.
Clay was on earlier. He said he didn't know if he was going to come on tonight.
Yeah, he was doing a live work show earlier.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So how's y'all sales? Are they going up?
Mm-hmm.
Up.
Yep.
Q4 is really a good time for sales, of course, but I think I need to list more for more sales to come in. I got so much stuff to list still. I'm like,
Get your
double-edged sword. Yeah, I need a clicker. Yeah, 31,
Yeah,
31. Yeah. So I know I've been doing great on Amazon, of course, but my eBay sales slacked this week just because of not listing. So I put in some more after I list a couple things right before the show. So that was good. So hopefully that'll be sales.
Now, what you were just sharing with us in the backstage about that 64, do you mind me? How much did you actually end up selling it for on that second time around?
I put the same amount. I just put the $100 and then $20 shipping because they had two controllers, no games, just the cords, basic.
There you go.
64, but I still got Zelda and Mario and all the good ones. Oh, Donkey Kong.
That's a good one to keep.
Yeah, so I got all those, but I'd like to get the drums to add with it and just pair it with all that stuff. So
there you go. That's the way to do it right there.
I parted it all out, but I had a Wii. I just listed that, and I listed and sold, and then I have some hats and stuff I got from the Benz. I was telling Brian yesterday. I got some stuff from the Benz that I stopped in there for like 20 minutes and pulled out
How
some
much
good
did you
stuff.
sell the Wii for, and what was in the bundle that you had it with?
It was the Wii Sports box, and it had the pamphlets and everything in there. So I put 120. I haven't sold it yet, but I had a couple
You'll
questions.
sell it because I just sold mine about a week and a half or two ago, a couple weeks ago, for around the 140 mark, complete in the box, and it was the Wii Sports edition. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if I have the sports. I think it might be the regular Wii.
You should have like about 120 out of it.
I have I got 5. I just keep adding because every time I see my Goodwill, like all the games for $1, I'm just gonna. Right now I have it listed, but I'm gonna try to find 10 more games and just bundle it for like $200. And then I already have 4 controllers with it, and then the sensor, so it's complete and it has the box. So I just want to add more games so I can get more money, especially if I'm adding $10, $1 a game, and it's probably going to add like 10 retail value per game. Yeah. But the thing is with me, it's like, all right, Kevin, how many games are you going to add up until you decide to list it?
Well, I would tell you to put the more common multiplayer games, that way, and then get your separate ones. Like, you can find some really good games in the bins that are 69 cents and $1 that can make you a good $10, $15 profit. Don't put those in with the
bundle.
Now, I do that with games too. I just throw them like I get a whole bunch of them. I'm gonna bundle them with a PS3, a PS2, and the PS1. I was going through them 2 nights ago, and I found the Bratz game for the PS2. 2 of them actually. One was worth nothing, and one was worth $50. So I was like,
crazy.
Yeah, that's so weird. It's so weird how one of the games can be worth more than the others, because I just sold that Adventure Island within an hour the first time for $100. Adventure Island 1 isn't going worth anything near that, and then Adventure Island 3 isn't either. I guess it's just Adventure Island 2. I wonder if it's how many units they had when
it's based off production limit. So like,
I thought
if they know a big game like Halo is going to be coming out, they're going to make mass quantities. They're not going to sit there and print thousands and thousands of these unless it does good in the first run. So some of these were discontinued at their first or second run, and they're still low quantity print. So
yeah. What I also do too, though, is to jump on bundling it is with electronics. You'll go a lot quicker if you bundle it with the cords, and then if you can get the if you can print out the directions if you don't have the directions, but can print them out, because you can print them out almost anywhere. There is some that have like 100 pages, which at that point you might as well not print that out because it's too much paper. You're sending like a library or a whole book. But then I'll bundle it and also get like a movie. Like a random movie I'll pick and I'll bundle with it, and it sells a lot quicker than if you had no bundle on it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So Brian, what about you? Any favorite sales of the week or?
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, today I shipped out. Well, I'm mostly just focusing on clothes now, but I did pick up. I was talking about this on Buffalo Pickers channel. Was it last Friday? I don't remember. Either the last
couple weeks ago.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago. Tom's running together. I picked up some Cuisinart like coffee makers, and I sold one today for like with shipping it was like 130 or 140.
Oh wow,
nice.
That's good.
Made almost $100 profit after fees and everything. It was $5.99 at Goodwill, and that's why I was talking about on Buffalo Pickers channel that even though I am doing shoes, like when you go by the home goods section, it's so easy to look that stuff up by model number, and it was easy to test, clean up, and a nice little flip. So that was pretty cool.
Right.
I sold a Keurig today too. That's a $175 Keurig. So
they're still going for that. Holy cow!
Yeah, that's the Duo one. I grabbed it in retail arbitrage and sold that today.
Some of the worst
did you get it for?
175, and I bought it for 70.
Nice.
There you go. Nice flip. How long did you hold that one?
That one, actually, the price went back down, and then I was holding it for like 2.5 months for that. But I sold a whole bunch right before that to make all my money back. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Good question. We can handle in a little bit.
To go along with the sales of the week, man. This weekend, I don't know what it is, but every now and then I'll get spurts of these little horse brittle rosettes. They're like antique-ish. They're really old. And we bought, I think, 30 of them for $1 each. At the estate sale, it was mispriced. It was supposed to be $6 each.
Right.
And they had about 200 of them. And so we was like, because prices were all over the place, but they were selling really well. I had no clue how quickly they sell. So within the first week, we sold 15 of them, probably average sale about 50 each. And I also had one person buy 5 of them. And then this weekend, I had one person buy 3 more. And then we had 2 other ones sell after not selling any of them for maybe 2 weeks. So I don't know why those are all of a sudden popping off like that. But we sold like 5 or 6 of them this weekend, which is really out of the blue. And I'm still selling those dead stock underwear in the New York pajamas.
You've been making a killing on that though, man.
Dude, every time I go downtown, I try to see if that store is still open. I don't know if it's still open because I was over there a few weeks ago on a Sunday. It looked like they were pretty much cleared out. But again, it was it stinks to see that, but you can see why they never adapted to times. They never adapted to an online store. And unfortunately, the times left them. And that's why the guy has to close down. I mean, he still has Hart, Shaft, and Marks new with tag suits, but he wants like $500. And I'm like, dude, there's no way someone's going to pick up these 1980s, dead stock Hart, Shaft, and Marks where I can pick them up all day long, brand new at tags under $80 on eBay. The used ones sell for like, if I buy Hart, Shaft, and Marks, depending if it's a gold trumpeter or what product is or what fabric, minimum I'm making $35 to $45 usually. So that's like the average, I would say. Some of them will be a little more. Depends on the pattern, the fabric. But it's really sad to see like people, you couldn't adapt to times. All you had to do was just watch a couple YouTube videos, pick it up and save your business. And unfortunately, man, it's a business that was
hire though. It could be just down to making the right hire. That one person that is that innovative technology person that could have helped you.
They were all in. You know? When I was in there wasn't a young person that worked there that was younger than 60. No joke. But it's sad to see a fourth generation family business like that just be wiped out. And like he did say it was because of COVID mostly. Right. So he called it a retirement sale, but I call it, unfortunately, going out of business sale, because when you do look at it and you walk in the shop, you're stepping back into the 1970s, all the fixtures and everything like that.
See, I would be having a field day with that though, getting in there to see something like that.
Oh, it was awesome, man. You saw me. I was going out with $300-400 at a time, buying the BVD jockey and the Hanes underwear. And then the Christian Dior pajamas, man, I probably made $400 off of those already, $30 a pop. Hey, crazy, I'm telling you, but that is something that nobody touched. That's something where I'm like, man, this is dead stock underwear. These are the cheapest thing in the store. Let's see what they're worth. So
sometimes you get lucky with that. Like, what's the cheapest thing in the store? And it comes out to be one of the biggest profit items for ROI. So
exactly.
That's awesome.
And then the bigger items you look at is like, oh, you're not making any money off that.
Or you have more risk with that money versus buying low. So
yeah, and taking a chance. That was part of it. Like, I don't know if these will sell, but I'll get a bunch of them, see if they work. And then I sold the first week. I sold like half of my first bundle. I was like, I'm going back this weekend, babe. I'm going to spend quite a few $100s on these. I'm going to buy a bunch of them. And I did. Even the guy was like, he's like, why are you buying all these? I told him, I said, sorry, man, but I can't keep these things in stock. He's like, what do you mean? I said, I'm selling them on eBay. I can't keep them in stock. He's like, better you than me. He's like, I can't even give them away. And it's really sad to see stuff like that.
That just proves your point, though. Like, even now you're telling him this, and instead of him saying, oh, let me see if I can figure this out, he's like, better you than me. I mean, that's why he's going out.
Some people just don't have that drive. You know what I mean? That innate ability to just adapt. And it's unfortunate, but
it's like a foreign language to them, because you're talking to somebody who could sell the crap out of things to you face to face.
Yeah.
But again, not have an ounce of knowledge when it comes to online and how to market. Simple or even keywording, because that's a big thing is keywording.
Absolutely.
Hey, Try has a question. If you got maybe somebody wants to answer this, how do you handle buying used board games?
Simple. Well, to me, I actually did this one of the several videos a while back when I went flea marketing. You look for titles that aren't common, right? So like, you wouldn't want to buy like a Chutes and Ladders game or something like that unless it was like a limited edition thing. And a lot of that's just based off your knowledge and time of research. But for me, when you start buying games, certain like Command and Conquer games and those other, what I call like a higher tier level, and it's in board games that are $80, $100, $150 for these multi-level games that have a bunch of add-ons. When you start finding like places that have those, then you're talking money. I bought games at $5 a piece and sold one of them for like $170 this year. And it just, the only thing is you got to be willing to take the time and look up how many pieces are in every set and just take that risk and hope that everything is there. And if it's valuable enough, go out and buy the pieces that are missing to complete yours and try to still make a good profit if there's something missing. So I think it's a big gamble.
So I do the opposite of that. Because I don't like shipping board games because they're heavy. They're usually heavier than what it is. So even with the box and everything to ship that, I part it out. If somebody's looking for those pieces, I part it out. So it's a little bit longer tail, but if you could grab the Monopoly pieces and put them in a lot of 5 and get $10 and then the cards and stuff like that. But even like Axis and Allies, that's a good one to part out because that's heavy games that should be shipping out. Even with Cubic, but I like it's a little bit longer tail. But yeah, if you got everything complete and it's selling for $100, of course sell it for that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't mind parting something out. Like if it's a lot more for me to piece it together, of course. But if it's close to being complete and it's got good value, it's just so hard for me to break that up. When it's like if it's missing one piece or two pieces, and I'm like, I can't do it. Like, I mean, I've parted them out before, but just it's not my go-to. But some people make a lot of money parting it out. So.
See, I'm kind of lazy, so I go between the two of you. And when I was selling board games, I would just take pictures and lay everything out. I'm not counting it. Take several pictures. Unknown if all the pieces are here. Check out the pictures. I sold several board games like that for good money. Probably would have got more if I would have counted them. But you also got to factor your time as money. So I wouldn't want to spend an hour counting pieces for a $30 or $40 board game. That would
I'm talking those games that are up there. You know what I mean? Like, like that's why I said you had to be very picky about how you source your games, because some of them aren't worth your time, other than maybe the way Scott does it, parting them out. You know what I mean? So like, and even then, that takes more time than probably long tail sometimes what it's worth. It just depends on what you value your time at. So,
but for some people, those are what I call fillers, inventory fillers. So say like my buddy, I used to tell him do like 10 a day. So he would do magic cards. Like if he didn't have any inventory in, so he would have like 1,000 magic cards and he would do 10 a day, just one each, just because he's still bumping them up in the algorithm because he's listing 10 a day. So that's what you like. There you go, another value right there. And like you said, Scott, you can part them all out, make it a little longer, knowing that they may say everything you need, everything you list. You got to understand that, okay, I should be fine if it sits. You know what I mean? If you're banking on money that like, oh my God, I just got this super product and it may sell quick and it's going to be a lot of profit. And it might not sell quick. That's the ones where I'll list everything and forget it. And then every 3 months, I cancel it and then I sell similar to refresh it.
There you go.
I've had stuff sell. It just takes longer, so it just sits there in the thing. So it doesn't bother me to let it sit there for a year. Like something sat there for a year. I was like, okay, pulled it out, send it off to him. So, but yeah, I was getting it at the Benz for cheap too. So that's the other thing. So
I think that's again that cost of entry point. Like if I spend $50 on something, I'm gonna move it faster than something I put a couple bucks into. You know what I mean? So yeah.
But I think everybody should be focused on getting inventory right now before the country shuts down again. I think California is going to shut down here right after Christmas. So that's my goal right now: get a lot of inventory for the second shutdown. So
I don't see Florida shutting down. I see that thing staying open.
It sounds like I might be on the highway to come to Florida.
I'm telling you that I cannot believe. I'll tell you, it's crazy because I've been in insurance for 5 years, so I know how the market's pretty going. When people, all I do is sell insurance, so I only get the people that transfer in too, and the majority of these people transfer in from Illinois, Washington State, which is weird. I've never seen this, but Washington State, California, and New York and New Jersey. Those are the states people are leaving right now.
Because the Washington State governor is getting really strict right now. He's like going overboard on it right now. So that's why everybody's leaving there. So.
Yeah. And I never shy away about talking about it too. Like these customers will talk to me about like, hey, listen, like taxes are going through the roof. It's just no longer they're killing our state. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then whenever you threaten somebody with a lockdown, I
don't know if it's going to be a good thing or a bad thing. I just think it's coming. So that's why I say the stock.
Oh, I think it's definitely coming too. I definitely feel it too, unfortunately.
Yeah, we were talking about that last night on the mastermind call. Yeah, definitely. I mean, because think about it, and not even factoring politics, but where the numbers are now, we got Thanksgiving and people are coming together, even though it may not be the smartest thing. So the numbers are going to spike again, and hospitals are already at capacity. And then guess what? We got Christmas, and it's going to spike again. Mm-hmm. So yeah, same thing. I'm sourcing every day and stocking up. You know, and I think it does kind of depend on your state because different states have different thresholds for closing. But just to be safe, I mean, worst case scenario, you've got a lot of inventory to list, you know, in the spring. But worst case scenario, you're set up to get through it. And okay, so here's a good follow-up question then for you guys and anyone else. So, because we went through the shutdown, and I know we all kind of adapted. So, if you did not have enough inventory and we shut down, what is something you guys learned from the first shutdown on how to source if thrift stores and garage sales aren't available?
I mean, I think the easiest one any of us, especially selling on Amazon, we're learning quickly is if you aren't into it, OA, online arbitrage of buying stuff, getting it shipped directly to you and finding those deals. I mean, you can still lose your hand at those too, but I think you're able to do more research quickly without having to do the traveling. So sometimes it works out in your best favor.
So would you recommend like being in a BOLO group for that?
BOLOs to me are like maybe look at that particular item. I'm done almost looking, unless like someone like Scott down here below says, hey, go buy this item. There's very few people I'm really going to want to look toward to say, I want you to tell me what to go buy. Now, if there's something like, hey, look at this particular subset, or maybe like learn something new about a category and look at it that way, like a replenishable, I think you learn more by that than someone just giving you the one little piece of a nugget and saying, here, go buy this item. So I think it helps you learn as a reseller more. Like I've shared it many times when Scott shared that thing with the Gain dryer sheets. I didn't know it was selling like that. And what did I do? I left 10 minutes later and I was at the store and they were gone like almost in a week. And I'm like, this is crazy. I gotta go buy more. So
for me, the one that saved me from Scott was the Arnold Palmer and the iced tea, the Nest. Arizona iced tea packets.
I still have one with the little rose-looking thing on it.
Yep, I have all of the packets that I've bought in, and I just hoard it right up in the cabinet. So a couple months down the road, or whenever they're gone, I'm just gonna sell them. The same thing. I have the tab. I have 5 12-pack tabs, the sodas that you can't find anymore. And I'm just waiting until January. I'm gonna list them because the expires in February. But you can't even find them right now in stores. They're gone. You get for that soft drink tab. Coke a few months ago canceled 200 products, and Tab was one of them. I think Tab was the big one. And I grabbed the last 5 in my nearest Walmart. I think it was the only one in 60-mile radius that had them left.
Now, I think I would learn from the last shutdown. And then I would source the things that were hot, video games, puzzles, board games, and then exercise equipment. Those 4 things I think were the hottest things during the last lockdown. And because gyms were closed and everything else like that. So I'd look at stuff like that to source and try to find that.
That is the one thing I would tell you I think is going to soar even higher is the gym equipment. Because if we go for a second round, the people who've already spent that money have already raised that bar up to a certain level. I don't think people are going to be wanting to get rid of it so soon. Like it's going to be even more. I mean, at one point, I forgot how high it was here, but you were selling like you'd buy like a dumbbell for like, I don't know, $2 a pound, and you were getting like $22 to $25 a pound just in the gym weight. And I'm just like, that's crazy, So.
But you know what's interesting? I mean, and all those things, absolutely, right? Those are like all great suggestions, but it's like when no one could go out, everything online picks up. And of course, if we get another, with a new administration, if Congress decides to do another stimulus round, then it's going to benefit us also. And I'm in Technosports group, and he was talking about how, between him and his 2 helpers, they get 250 listings up a day, 7 days a week. And he said during the shutdown, the first shutdown, doing that 7 days a week, like before the shutdown, they were at 25,000 items listed on eBay. These are one-offs. Even listing that much each day, he said that his inventory, they were selling so much that he was down to, I think he said 17 or 18,000 items in the store. So it just kind of proves that, all those items, absolutely, that perfect sense. But also, like, he just does clothing. So if people can't go to the stores, they're also going to be shopping for clothing. So no matter what you sell in, focus on those niches, but whatever you sell in, get it listed.
I still have 9 full sets of like Noritake dishes and Mikasa dishes sets to list. And but we have so many clothes right now that we're still doing. I think she's still working on the sport jackets, and then I think she's gonna start getting the China out there again.
I'm laughing at Val's.
I know, I am too.
Brian starts an OnlyFans at home workout.
Yeah, it's an OnlyFans.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a moneymaker for you.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I sold it because I'm like how Kevin admits he's kind of ADHD, so he likes to shop everything. There's profit and everything, and I agree with that. And there was a phase where I was doing that too. And I sold a Noritake plate today. It was funny, and I haven't been sourcing that stuff, but it's in my inventory. And like, man, I will tell you, it's a pain in the ass, like packaging all that versus just grabbing a pair of pants that's in a poly bag and shipping it out. But
so much quicker doing the pants. That's why I love having my girlfriend. My girlfriend does all the packing. I'm lucky that way. She does all the packing and the listing, but I'm the knowledge, and it's basically like I'm training her, you know. And I think it was funny last week. I said to her, "What would you do if I ever left you? You know, what are you gonna do?" She's like, "Well, I have eBay." I said, "You mean that's my inventory?" And she goes, "Well, I'll start it myself." I said, "Damn, I taught you everything you know." Like Daniel's son.
That's too good.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, she don't need you no more.
But no, she is absolutely crushing it, 10 a day. I really feel like I'm at the point where I'm like, I've been really depressed lately with my job. Like, I haven't been in a rut with my like. I literally half the day I sit on my ass, and and I try as hard as I can. It's just, it's not the same as being in the office. So you lose that motivation.
Oh yeah.
You know, so it's like, man, how do I keep motivation? But yet I'm over here so motivated. I'll never stop having motivation for eBay. I think it just comes with the knowledge that I have and seeing everybody else crush it and knowing that, hey, is my main job finally holding me back? You know, but it's just that unknown. You know, I remember when I did do it full time and the struggle I had. Now that I have a mortgage, I got to pay myself, and then I have, you know, car payments, and it's like, man, it's like, is my job going to drag me down now from me making a real dream of owning either a storefront or an antique booth, or, you know, or just getting even more eBay inventory? And it's depressing. And even my girlfriend the last few days, like, Kevin, you all right? And I tell you, it's rough.
We've all been there, man.
Yeah, you see what's on the other side, but you're like halfway in, halfway out, you know, and you're inching closer. And
yeah, I totally relate, Kevin. Like I was in that same situation, and I don't know, I just made the leap, and there is some anxiety because, you know, when you have a stable check versus it's all on you. But if you use that as motivation, like, you know, I'm working my ass off and I'm cranking out listings and it's working. So I know with your knowledge and your work ethic and your desire, like whenever you decide to make that switch, you're gonna kill it, man. Like, you're already doing great.
It's just killing me right now. It's just every time I put in the TV and I watch Curiosity Inc. and I'm watching the series where he bought an antique store, and it was like a dirt. It was really bad, and he got it rezoned, and it's like beautiful. And I'm like, I could do this. This is my knowledge. This is my expertise. Like you said, you know, like you say, you used to do, or you could do everything you want, like with specific categories and niches. I actually can, because I have all that knowledge. So for me, it's actually crushing me knowing that a knowledge that I have is, I feel like, getting put on the back burner, you know, and it's just depressing. I will definitely say it's been very depressing these last couple of weeks. I'm not trying to bring you guys down. I'm just saying, compared to
it makes you really think about, like,
but yeah, my eBay doesn't make me depressed. It makes me happy. My regular job.
Either go for it or just
I know.
Well,
I'm the first one to admit that, I'm not leaving my full-time job just because of the flexibility and the stability it gives me financially. Do I see myself in 10 to 15 years just walking away? Yeah, once I hit that first level of retirement. Like, I know where my place is at, but some people have that where they want to work for themselves, and I think that's where you have to really decide, what do you want more? Is your happiness or that security? Like, for me, to be happy means my security with my job, and then let the reselling be the passion that it really is. And if I can make 2-3 times my salary, then great. It's just extra money at that point. So
yeah, and this is Clay, thank you for everything you said. And this brings me another thing, like he said, him and his job and everything. And another thing is, I have a lot of resources. I'm great at marketing. And the one thing I've been saying since I moved out here was I want to settle down. I want to get either something to put in the back of my SUV so I can actually haul things around. But I want to start picking at people's houses or picking at people's warehouses, stuff like that, and get that and do clean outs, because that's where you're going to maximize your profits by doing a clean out where you can pick up everything next to nothing, or they pay you to pick it up, and then you just keep it and you sell it. You know what I mean?
Talk to Clay. He's got to clean up for you. He bought a storage unit.
Yeah, with Grimes. I've been watching his couple videos he's done with Grimes and himself. He seems to have picked up like some nice stuff.
There was some.
He's going to do well with it.
Yeah, it's just.
And I'm kind of well, that's the thing. That's the beautiful thing about reselling. There's so many. All these ways work, right? Whether you're doing bulk buys, it works. It's a different set, or you're cherry picking, or you're doing volume listing, which is my approach. They all work. But this is the thing that I keep coming to, that I think everybody kind of needs to settle on a model and just go all in on it. Because if you look at the most successful resellers, they pick a model and they go all in. Like, I don't think you can become an expert doing multiple models. And I've tried that. And I think that's what held me back. And now that I'm just doing just close and I'm working on, I'm at 31 a day and I want to get this number up where I'm listing 50 a day. And then maybe I get help or a VA, and then I'm doing 100 a day, 150 a day. And then if you just do the math, like my average profit is like $20 an item. So if I got 100 items listed a day at $20 profit, that's $2,000 a day. If you do that for 3 months, that's what you're bringing in. And the model's tried and true because I'm talking to the guys who are doing it. So then it's just figuring out, well, how do I get to the point where I can list that efficiently? And before I started doing this, I was only listing maybe 10 items a day. And I thought that was good, but that's nothing. And even though my listing numbers are increasing, it's almost like we set limitations on what we can do. And like 30 is the new norm for me. And I'm not saying that that's great, but for where I was at recently, that is great. But it also shows me that, man, we set limitations on ourselves on what we can do. And once we break through that, man, there's nothing we can't achieve.
Confidence breeds confidence. That's what it's all about. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I always look back at the first 6 months of my first 6 months ever reselling, hustling on Craigslist for just making an item that I could flip for and make 15, 20 bucks off of, which now it's like 30 bucks is what I usually, my average I think is $50 or $54 an item gross. But don't get me wrong, I'll still flip it $20. I don't care. I don't care what it is, man. I want to get as much in there, and just because the more you list, the more you let it, the more you're because I'm up at almost 1,300 listings now. I'm just thinking, what if I get to 2,600 listings? What if I get to 55,000 listings? I actually said to my girlfriend, we set a goal at the start of the year. This year, we're gonna try to get to 1,000. We've been at 1,000 since September. Now we're at almost 1,300. That's an awesome goal to attain too, right. But it's like, I want more. We want more. That's the thing with all of us. I've actually started looking at products more as return on investment. Not even looking at the product anymore. Like, I mean, obviously looking at it, knowing what I'm selling, but when it comes like, when I take a best offer, if it's a $100 item and I see it for someone to offer me 70, I'm like, I'm going to take it. Why am I going to take it? Because I don't know how long it's going to sit in my inventory. Plus, I look at this, hey, that's over and above how I feel comfortable. It's over above 40 by average 50, or it's just starting to look at numbers instead of items. Starting to look at like, okay, great, I'm gonna blow this thing out and I'm gonna move on to the next thing because I'm looking at numbers. How many items am I selling number 1 a month? How much am I grossing number 2 a month? Is it getting better every single month? Because the more you list, the more you're gonna make. And so far, the last 3 months, it's working out very good.
Yeah, have you seen Daily Refine, one of his recent video interviews where he had Tekken Sports and he had Michael and Poshhanger, and they were talking about this. And Tekken Sports said this was the one piece of advice he got from Poshhanger that totally well, not totally, but really kind of changed his business. When she was talking about this, that she is not in the storage business, she's in the resale business, and she tells herself, "Don't be a greedy bitch." You know, if you can make good money, especially if you're selling clothes, those were her words, not mine. If you're selling clothes, we can go to any thrift store, any garage sale, and replace that.
So that's what I mean. Exactly.
Back and forth over a couple bucks. I can make $15. Now, you got to have some common sense. If you got something really rare, yeah, you want to hold out. But if it's a pair of Levi's 501 jeans that aren't vintage or anything, and I've got them listed at 25, and somebody sends me an offer of 18, take the damn $18 and let me go buy more of them. And I think that's a great mindset. And then
Levi's is the perfect thing when you get to know. Levi's has its own niche itself. So you have the orange tab, the red tab, the gray tab. There's so many. Then you have silver tab. I love selling the silver tab. But the thing is that it's your average ones, like your regular basic ones, I'll sell all day long I'll take offers all day long for at least $20. I'll have them listed for 35, but send me an offer at 20 plus you pay shipping. I'm taking that all day long. Why? Because I know what the max value is on them. I know I'm not going to get the full 35. Sometimes I do. So that's why I have them that high, but I know I'm going to take a best offer at 20, 25, exactly where I want to sell them. So just like you said, turn and burn. But I have at least 50 pairs of Levi's in my inventory. But those are really good fillers. They will sell for you all year round. I get probably 4 or 5 Levi's sales a month. So whenever I see Levi's, if they're at $5 or under, depends on what it is, I'll grab them all day long and reflip them. You know what I mean? Those are the perfect items to flip.
Yeah, I agree. But it's just that mindset of not like what Tri Flippers said when we first started out. We held out over $3. How many sales have we lost over a couple bucks? Or if I would just, and then that piece of inventory just stays in your inventory for a long time, where it could have been out of here. And it's triggering the eBay algorithm because you can't tell me that taking an offer and generating a sale, that eBay does not look on that positively. So that's something else to consider. I know Pure Hustle Podcast, they're always talking about that. To take those offers, and then it seems like you then get an avalanche of more offers and sales.
Yeah. Have you guys been a segue here? Have you guys been using the option on eBay? So I don't do the counter. When someone likes an item, or if they see the item and I get you can send offer to someone, I will do more. I always click off. I don't do counter offers because I always give somebody my best and finals when I send them back, But what I do now is underneath they have a section that says for future people that like it or come across it, you can send offers right away without even having to do it. I do that. I love it. It's made me a lot of money by doing that.
Where's that at? I didn't know where that is. I've never heard of that.
So whenever you get somebody that looks or you can send an offer to, and there's 2 sections now. It used to be, do you want a counter offer? Will you allow counter offer? Well, now there's allow counter offer, and then underneath it says send offer to likers. So it sets it up. So like if I can't get to send somebody an offer out right away, that will automatically send it out to anybody that sees it or watches it. It'll send them out an automatic best offer that you set up.
Now, is that available like in the eBay where you can bulk send out offers? Can you set that up where you can bulk change that too? Or do you have to go into each item and click it?
No, it only happens when, like, you know how you say it says if you pop up, you have to go under, obviously, when you first open up the eBay app, underneath selling, it gives you sold, active. Then it says send best offers. Mm-hmm. That's where you're going to see it. When you click on the send best offers, it's going to be allow counter offers, which I never check. Underneath it, there's a new section that says send offers to likers or watchers or something like that. It's for future people. So you wouldn't have to ever send them another offer. It's a lot easier. So I don't ever send out much offers anymore because they're already pre-sent out. And it helps you out a lot. Like if it's overnight and someone sends you an offer, well, instead of waking up in the morning and taking that offer and that person never buying because that night before they already bought something else and didn't I think I told you guys about a few months ago, I got fed up with. Well, now they have basically they send it out automatically. So like they'll get that offer from you and then they'll buy it. And then boom, they pay overnight instead of having to wait for payment.
Clay, I swear. I just out of nowhere, we're in like an eBay learning session and he just throws that shit in there.
I think Clay has to officially be the worst reseller
ever. And speller. I thought you were a teacher. Is that how you spell bachelorette?
He's talking about the bachelorette. Bachelorette.
Yeah, the bachelorette's kicking her ass. No, but I don't.
Bachelorette?
So we know Clay's watching that right now.
Yeah.
He must have us on his cell phone.
Probably.
I was not expecting that. That kind of just threw me out of the whole eBay topic and everything.
He probably has us on mute, and he's probably listening to the Bachelorette.
The Batch. I love
that. That's gonna be it from now on. I'm gonna mess with him like Bachelorette.
Bachelorette's told from the girl's point of view, right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even watch that garbage.
Watch that if they watch it. Hey, whatever.
So, yeah. Well,
hey, makes me happy.
Clay's looking for love, man. So and I'll tell you, I like them rom-coms. I like it more centered around like a woman falling in love instead of a man falling in love. Maybe that's different. But I'm a sucker for rom-coms over action movies and horror movies any day of the week.
Hey, we just need a good Hallmark Christmas movie. We're stuck.
We'll set up something and do like a watch party.
Yeah.
I mean, if the wife suggests to watch something like that, I might do it, but just on my own, I don't know. But hey,
you know what? My go-to show when I try to fall asleep or I want to go to fall asleep during the day or in the morning, and I'll even wake up to laugh my ass off at it. And it never gets old because it was so far ahead of their time. And it's something that a show you can never even make nowadays because it was so sexist, kind of racist, homophobia, is the Golden Girls. You guys ever watch Golden Girls?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
It never gets old. Oh, these girls are so horrible, but it's so awesome. That's my go-to. I've been falling asleep to the Golden Girls since I was 14 years old.
I don't want to know.
I don't want to know either.
No. If I need something to fall asleep to, that's what I turn on, man. And I'm just a huge Golden Girls fan. I even have a Golden Girls t-shirt.
The next time I find some t-shirts, I'm gonna just send them your way.
Dude, I love it, dude. Anytime.
It's funny.
On a Tuesday night show.
I think that needs to be your thing, like you start wearing the Golden Girls shirts.
Dude. Hey, Chad the Golden Finger Pickle had his thing with Selena. He had like thousands of dollars worth of Selena gear, concert t-shirts.
I've See, Selena
memorabilia.
Golden Girls, just
Yeah. Well,
Just
hey,
look-
Golden Girls, it's just like watching Ed Bundy on Married with Children. I got my girlfriend into that show. She loves it. They have it all on Hulu, like the whole TGIF thing, and they have Golden Girls. They have Married with Children. They have all the good old sitcoms on there.
See, look, Kevin, you and Clay have something in common.
Oh God.
Oh wow!
I would probably be more of a Blanche.
I don't know who they are.
I don't even remember all the names.
Blanche was the one that was like always had to hook up with guys, and but it'd be the opposite. I'd be hooking up with you.
Wait, so you're gonna be hooking up with guys?
No, the other way around.
Okay.
As a guy, forget it. You know what? I'm tired.
It's all good.
Check it. Says as long as there's cheesecake on the lanai, I'm there.
Yeah.
There you go.
Did you know we've almost been all hanging out for a year now?
It's been almost a year.
A year.
It's crazy.
I know.
Time flies when you're having fun with good people.
I know. It all
thinking
started when I came across Brian's channel with Clay on it. Remember, I think it was like one of your guys' first episodes.
Yeah, you were. I think it was the first or second one, and didn't know what the heck you were doing.
Channel.
Yeah, eclectic. What was it? Eclectic picker.
Eclectic. E-L-E-F-A. Well, Clay doesn't know how to spell, so it's E-L-E-F-A-N-T. Oh man! But seriously, just think about it in a year, though. That's a good thing to think about. In less than a year, like, kind of self-reflect and think about. Like for myself, I've come a long way as a reseller in a year. And kind of going back to what you said a while back, Kevin, you're like, don't spend so much time creating YouTube content, list more, and that works. And just the knowledge I've gained from you guys and other people. And I think reselling, now, the more I think about it, it just comes down to desire. And kind of like what Clay's talking about, like if you don't want to list and you want to watch the Golden Girls all day, well, yeah, you're going to have a crappy reselling career. But if you've got the desire and the effort and you want to, whatever you want to achieve, then you can do it. There's so much knowledge out there. All right, so where do y'all see yourselves in a year as we're coming to the end of 2020? I mean, I know we don't know everything that's going to happen, but where do you see yourselves in a year reselling at the end of 2020?
I can only say it goes up from here from COVID. So I think from a year we'll be past this. There's already 2 vaccines, one with a 95% success rate. I think we're going to be past this. I think it's going to make us all stronger. I think a lot of people are going to get their jobs back. There's going to be a lot. I think next year we're going to be making a lot more money. I think right now we're in an unknown. A lot of people are shut down. A lot of people are without jobs. I had a woman call up today. She's like, I need to get a new auto quote because Geico's gone up. I lost my job. I'm not working, and I'm forced right now to sell my house. So that's what you got to look at. There's not all of us are in that situation, but there is a huge abnormal percentage of that people in that situation right now. So you fast forward a year, we'll all most likely be getting back to the normal, right? That's when I think the next fourth quarter next year is when we're all going to absolutely crush it compared to this year. I would say this is like a do-over. If we could have a do-over, next year is when we're going to actually really start crushing it. Whenever we get the vaccine out there, whenever we get another stimulus to pump into this economy, that's when we're going to start seeing a lot more sales because I feel like I sold more items per average last year than this year, and I have a lot more inventory. I have almost 1,000 inventory more than I did last year. I felt more consistency last year than this year. Even though I'm selling a lot more than I did last year, that's how I feel. That's how I feel about the market. You know what I mean? And then by then, a lot of these people that jumped into this game because of COVID will be gone by then. So we'll have that cleared up. So we'll have more of the market cap. And then I think we're going to crush it next year. January 1st, we're going to crush it. We're going to crush it on YouTube, everybody. We're going to crush it on thrifting and reselling. And the world is ours, and you guys are just living in it.
Man, I like that.
I think for the year, I think for me, keep going for that. And I think for me, it's just the knowledge that I've gained this year, even with the hard times, just learning and expanding my knowledge base with you guys, and just even if it's just being on a show every Friday night, like there's a lot of stuff that you can gain to make yourself as better all around. So I don't know. I think I'm looking forward to just a more efficient year than it was last year. And that this year was kind of the wake up call for me of, hey, let's get your shit in order. Let's go. And I switched gears and it's paying off. But now next year, hopefully it'll really pay off, another 20 or 30% on top. That's what I'm looking for. So, small goals, but we can get there.
And it will, like you said, 20, like you have your goal, 25 to 30% more than this year, which we should obviously be crushing it. If I am 125% higher in my sales this year than last, my goal is another 125% from this year to next year. That way I definitely know I'm going to make up my money if I quit my job. Like I said, my goal this year, January 1st, I made a goal. By the end of the year, I was going to quit my job. No one knew COVID was going to hit us. So that pushed it back a little bit. You know what I mean? And I'm still at that point. I'm getting antsy. I'm holding myself back, But, Alton, you have a lot of baggage lifted now. Now you should be good to go for the rest of 5 years.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. It's a new chapter in life, and just I'm really focused on the positive sides and doing well. So,
yep.
Yeah. Clay says,
how about you, Scott? What's your goals?
Yeah, what do you think?
I was thinking about this the other day, and I was thinking how January 1st and the whole year is almost over. And even with all the challenges and all the shutdowns and all the COVID and all the lockdowns and everything else like that, my business still grew. So I'm really excited about that. Now, it could have been better. Yes, it could have been better. But part of that's my fault, and part of it's not. But I'm looking forward to crushing it in 2021. So I know what I'm doing, what I'm dealing with. I know how to do it. I've learned so much this year. In the last year, just thinking that me and Kevin went on Brian's channel and look how much he grew, and then how much Kevin grew, and how much Mike has grown, and everybody else. It's pretty exciting. Yeah. So. All of us
Look at Alton. We introduced Alton to the Friday night show, the Buffalo Picker.
Yep.
And I forget who it was. I think it was Blanchard Picker that introduced me to Buffalo Picker's channel. And then I introduced Scott to it, and Brian to it, and then Alton to it. You know what I mean? So it's like there's different sections of YouTube. But if I want to learn about Barbies, I'm going to ask Tommy at Buffalo Picker. If I want to know about video games, I got Alton. It's all about who you have in your Rolodex of contacts.
That's good.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I think what we should do is we should make some sort of PDF and make like monthly goals that we should try to set and attain and everything, guys. I think that would be fun and hold us all accountable. And
Yeah, I think for me, and when I think back, like, man, come a long way, and watching all of you guys as y'all keep excelling and just learning so much. Like the one big takeaway I would probably say is is to get in groups, kind of like what Val said. She said, "I learned to be better at what I'm doing." I have people that push me to want to learn more. Is to surround yourself. You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So surround yourself. I guess that's why I push back so hard sometimes with mindset, because if you surround yourself with people, and ideally quite a few of them are above you, where you can learn from them and they can push you and motivate you to grow you, then you're just gonna shoot up. Like, man, and y'all know me, like I'm a freaking disciple of Chris Lynn, and I found out Tekken Sport's real name today too in our live group. I was the only person who's ever told me. But being in those groups with like-minded people, and even our Monday Mastermind call that we do, like that's going well too. Like just surrounding yourself with those people and pushing each other and setting goals and learning and walking through problems, and it's accelerated. It's like just a stupid clicker. Like I would have probably been stuck at 10 listings a day. That would have been my mindset forever. But they just shattered that mindset. Once I saw their success, I saw their daily sales, and they walk through how they do the process, and you can do it too. And so, man, my mind's everywhere, but it's just surround yourself with like-minded people that will lift you up, and they're really the only limit is what you set for it, what you want, and what your mind will set as a limit. So 2021, it's gonna be our bitch. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah, I think that you know, I love it, man. I love doing this. It's just I've met so many people in the last 8 years doing YouTube videos, and I've gained so much knowledge when I had no clue what would sell. You know, everybody, when I reached out when I first started to Steve Rakin and them, and very thoughtful and nice and push people. That's why I like pushing people into starting their own YouTube channel. Hey, you know, you may have 5 people watch, 1 person watch. Who cares? You're going to have somebody that's going to be loyal to you. You're going to have somebody that is looking to you for some answers. And honestly, just be honest. Everybody wants honesty out here, you know, and do different things. You know, that's the one thing that I miss going back to my regular what sold videos. It was the basic of the basic. But you know what? I think it's fun. What if down the road, and this is something I've picked on the dirt for myself, is if I have, instead of an art gallery, I rent out an art gallery, but I have vintage clothes, because that's my thing, is vintage clothes. That would be awesome. You know what I mean? So that is something I kick around myself sometimes every now and then, and I think it'd be pretty cool. Or what if I wanted to start a vintage sellers group local that we can have a rally? Because I live between Tampa and Orlando. There's different things that you can do with this. It's so endless compared to when we first started just making stupid videos. Now you can have convention centers for thrifting or reselling or vintage t-shirts. There's so many sections with what we do. There's endless amount of information on the internet too, and not one thing is correct. You can do anything differently to make your own, but try to make it a routine, because when you start making things routine, you start getting better at it, and you start doing it easier. Like you said, Brian, you never knew with clothes that it's super easy selling clothes, because you can take a listing, copy and paste it, and be done with it in 10 minutes, right? But then you do it so much that you can reach out and do something else while you're still doing that. Because we're never going to learn everything when we do this business, no matter what, whether it's the business side or the learning side. But if you take an hour a day out of your life to look up items that you don't know much about, just like I think Courtney, I forget her last name, she does Bolo Buddies. Her group's amazing because she always posts these stupid random Bolo items that's selling on eBay.
Right.
And then you click it and it's like, okay, well, let me go down the rabbit hole and see what's in this niche. You know, so you can make money anywhere doing what we do.
And I think that's one of the least utilized skill sets that a lot of resellers don't use. It's that simple, just looking through sold. Last night we were, I was going through that, like how I do it, and not that it's the information is there. All the information we need is there. eBay shows you what has sold. You can filter it however you want within whatever niche, whatever parameters you want. And you can see in real time what is selling right now. So you can see those trends. And if you just invest a little bit of time doing that regularly, like this is going to grow. So when you're outsourcing, you don't have to be the person on your phone looking up everything. Like you already know. And yeah, you're still going to have to look up occasionally, but it's like put the time and the effort into it. I guess used to being a teacher, like that's part of the education process, right? As a reseller, you got to take this seriously. Like what Val's saying, he says he finds peace in making sales, not just in the money. That's a huge bonus. I can rest well at the end of the day knowing I put it in 100%, but it pays off. So, like that's my mindset. Like I wouldn't feel good about myself if I didn't give full effort. Like I don't know, maybe at a certain point, like my long-term goals is to build up the reselling, to use profits to buy real estate, so stocks, and eventually, maybe eventually be able to be on the beach or on a mountain lake couch or something and kick back and take it easy. And I don't know, I just totally do that. But for right now, I mean, we're young, youngish at least for myself. And don't want to go too young. But why would I not want to push myself? I just don't get that mindset. Like, I don't understand. So I agree with that, Val.
I just think there's no wrong way of doing this. You know, and we have every opportunity when we go out. It's the only thing I know where you can have a lawyer, you can have an engineer, and you can have somebody who's been homeless, and then you get them all reselling, and that's the only thing I know where we're all on the same playing field with knowledge, with sales. You could have the guy that was homeless out knowledge, outsell a lawyer and an engineer by his knowledge that he knows. So it's the only thing I know where you're on a level playing field no matter what profession somebody does. You know what I mean? And that's pretty cool to know that, you know?
Yeah, well,
I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm trying, you know what I mean? I hope you get on it.
Yeah, Clay takes shelter. I'll be safe. But like I'm gonna push back on Clay. Like we're really good friends, but our mindsets are totally different. Like he says, you cannot give full effort and be okay because it teaches you about not beating yourself up. Like that's like almost like a double negative. Like that's just I disagree with that. Like to me, that just sounds like a cop out personally. But
what is?
Like whatever he's saying, he said you cannot give full effort and be okay with that because it teaches you about not being yourself. Like I don't even know what that means.
I think he means you basically have to give full effort to feel okay. No?
No, he's not about full effort.
Beating yourself up is not a good thing anyway. So you shouldn't be doing that. I know people that do that, and it's not a good thing.
I'll tell you, I've been that way the last few weeks. I don't know why or where it's come from, but I'm starting not to like the way I'm acting.
I think honestly, if you can get up in the morning and do what we know what we have to do for the day, and if you complete your task, whether it's, you know, Brian's that 30 plus listings a day, to him, he wants to get to 50. If he, let's say this week gets to 35 listings a day average, next week he beats it and gets to 36. Well, guess what? He's one step closer. He's doing something better and positive. There's no reason for him to beat himself up for not being at the 50 yet, because that's a goal that he wants to get to, but he's got to work to it. He's got to, It's not going to happen overnight. Nothing is going to happen like that overnight.
You could be
and that's the number one reason why resellers fail is because they think they can be an overnight sensation, and it never happens.
No.
You have to be slow and steady wins the race.
The key thing that Alton said there is the effort part. I agree. Like, there's no reason to beat yourself up if you fall short of your goal, but you give effort. What I'm saying, if you're not giving the effort, you kind of should beat yourself up, because why are you not giving effort? I mean, look, sometimes things pop up, right? And we might have a bad day, or we got a headache, or we get sick, or, you know, but to regularly not give effort, like, I don't understand that. Like Val said, even if you're not passionate about reselling, any job you do, you should put all your effort. Like if you're teaching, if you're not giving effort as a teacher, you're shortchanging those kids, their futures. I know it's not as clear with reselling because you're just kind of hurting yourself, but like Kevin with insurance, right? And I know right now you're kind of burned out and thinking about things, but I mean, I know how you are, so I know you kill it when you're doing insurance, but I don't know.
When I'm on, I have more motivation, more success than anybody in my office by far. But when I'm off, I am off. And I know when I'm off. And there's reasons why I'm off. You know what I mean? When you see like the last 3 months, my eBay is saving me. My job's not saving me anymore. It's my eBay now. And every now and then it flips and flops. But this part of the year, it's the eBay. well, I want to make it switch to all years like that, so I don't have to worry about my job anymore. Because I don't get me wrong, I love waking up at 7:50 and then rolling out of bed and literally waking up with my PJs on and going to work at 8 because I work from home. Would I rather do that, or would I rather roll out of bed and either go sourcing or start listing? You know what I mean? And to me, it's a no-brainer. I want to list. I want to source. I want to make money from eBay. I want to be successful at that because that's what I look at as my end all be all, not insurance.
And I think Val just summed it up perfectly. Let me read this real quick. She said, early years of college, I worked as a housekeeper at a hotel. I worked good and fast. I made bank while other maids diddled around making the minimum. And Clay was saying it's not a cop-out. I don't have goals. It's not his thing to do the goals. But this is what Val said. I think this is perfect. I guess I don't see working hard as a goal. It's part of your character. So, yeah, like not giving effort, it's not a goal thing. It's, to me, it's a reflection of your values and your character. Like the goals you set are external things, but the hard work is a character trait. Like, not to talk this, that would be, characterization or internal character traits, and your actions reflect that type of personality or don't reflect it. So I think she just said it really well.
Well, it's perfect because that's where my character is with my job right now. When I put my mind to it, I do it. Right now, I really don't want to put my mind to it because I'm so distracted with it, with other things, like with my eBay, because that's where my head wants to be at. So, like, exactly what she's saying, that's why I feel like out of character, because I'm so used to hustling with everything I've done, and you've guys seen me, and right now I'm not doing with my work. I could be doing more effort, but for some reason, it's just not working out for me. It's not there. The motivation's not there. The hard work is still kind of there. It's just...
Is it more like a routine or just a habit? Like you're kind of going through the most. That's how it was.
It's gotten depressing.
That's how it was with teaching at the end. Like, my mind wasn't in. I was still doing my job, still doing a good job, but like, just like you are, I was like, man, I can't wait for it full time. And so
Yeah.
I guess maybe that's why I'm so passionate about this, because going back to play, we hate. Well, at the end, we were really over teaching, and so this was my opportunity to get out of it. So when I go into reselling, making that leap, not giving you effort, and just try to get by that doesn't make any sense. Like, it's teaching them. So, but I think in your case, Kevin, it's like it's guiding you in the direction you want to go. So it's just a matter of timing for you.
I know.
When you feel like it's the time, and that's hard to say, to be honest.
It's just a lot of stress because I got this new house. I got to support Ashley too, which is not a problem with me. This is she does my eBay, so that's how she gets paid too. But it's just I've never had this stress on me. It's like when I restarted selling again, I was living with Courtney, and it was my roommate, and I was with her for a year and a half as a roommate, my old roommate, my ex-girlfriend's best friend. And I felt like I was only paying $600 a month for rent, right? So I knew as long as I had $600 a month rent, then everything else was golden. Well, here now we're talking like probably almost $2,500 to $3,000 in bills each month, and rent and all that stuff, car payments. Then everything else is golden. So that's where I'm at. The safety net is a lot less than it was a year ago when I was only at 600. That safety net went from 600 to rent of 1,100 to now 1,200 for a mortgage. So it's like the safety net keeps going down. I got to figure out how I can make the profit to kind of even that out. That's where I'm at. And right now, when I was working in the office last 4 months, it was like 45 sales, 38, 42, and then 40. Since I've been home, it was 14, 25, and 18 so far this month. So now you could see the drop off. You could see the huge drop off by almost more than double. And a lot of it is just motivation for it. Like, my head's just elsewhere. cross-listing on Depop and Grailed, I get so excited seeing a sale pop up more than I actually do a sale at my job. And that shouldn't be happening.
Yeah,
if I was passionate for both.
Yeah, that's a clear sign of where you need to be eventually. Yeah, I was the same way.
Yeah, and this is a good conversation. This is a real conversation to have. This isn't like, this is actually like, hey, like this is where my head's at. And you, like you said, Brian, you've had that experience of where your head was at around the same time my head's at. So this is kind of like real talk on where we're at in life and eBay, and where my ultimate goal. And like you said, we started talking about goals, and this is a goal.
Well, and here's the thing, like, and we've said this, there's so many ways to do it, but like eBay, and of course there's all these other sites too that you can work on, but I still think eBay, I don't put it in Amazon. Amazon's a whole other beast, but like one-offs, eBay is a tool that anyone can use, and it will give you whatever you put into it. Like if you want to make $125,000 a month, like Tech and Sports, put the work in, it'll give you that. If you want to make $50,000 a month, like Daily Refinement, put the work in. If you want to make $15,000 a month, put the work in. If you're okay with $1,500 a month, figure out what that is and put that work in. But the opportunity is there. It's just a matter of what do you want to get out of it. And I guess for me, kind of like what you're talking about, Kevin, like, I have a wife and I've got 4 kids, and I feel that pressure too. I've got a house payment and all these bills and kids. It's not so much like it's this greedy sense of I want every dollar. It's money is stability and the ability like to take care of my family. It's more of just that stability and that I don't know, the calmness. And what else would I be doing? It doesn't mean I work all day. I'm done by 5 or 6 p.m. and I spend the evenings and the weekends with my family. But like what Val said, when it's work time, it's work time. Let's kick some ass. Let's get some listings up. Let's get the clicker going. Let's make some sales. When you get that cha-ching, man, that's exciting. What do you think, Scott? Well, like as far as motivation and what do you think?
Like you said, the amount of work you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. So that's huge. You can put in 5 listings a day and get a sale every couple days out of eBay. If you want to put 100 listings on eBay today, you'll get some sales tomorrow and the next day and the next day after that. So it's all what you put into it. Same with Amazon. If you want to put in the work, you can do those huge numbers that you see everybody else doing, because all they're doing is the same thing you're doing. They're scanning, they're going out, they're going and picking up the stuff or having the stuff delivered or getting a third party to do it or whatever. So, and there is so many ways to make money. You can make money with video games. You can make money with coffee, as I do, and all that stuff. You can.
You have any Kona coffee?
What's that?
You have any Kona coffee? Kona, made in Hawaii?
No, I don't have any of that. Sorry.
All right, I was just gonna try to get a hook up here.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's all what you put in. If you want to, yeah, and we all have lows. Everybody can't be on high 100% of the time. We all go through ups and downs and ups and downs and ups and downs, but it's what you do when you're in the down to get yourself back up, I think.
Absolutely.
I wake up every day about 6:30 and I'm off to work. And Taylor was like, how do you do that? I don't know. I just do it.
You know what? I've been listening to a lot of Gary Vee, like motivation and entrepreneurial stuff too, in addition to reselling. And like he made a good point on one of the videos I was watching. He says he's so pumped up because he loves the process. And I think for some of us, we actually love this process. And if you don't love it, then it doesn't make sense for you to go all in. I would say find something you are passionate about.
Right.
Like kind of joke around, but if you love TV so much, all right, well, how can you take that love of TV? What can you do with that you can maybe make some money on or support yourself with? Maybe that's a sign that reselling isn't really your thing. if you don't have that passion. But I think we all have that passion.
Well, you can take a $1 DVD and sell it for $4 or $5. There's it's just you're taking your knowledge and putting it to work.
That's a good point.
You can take if you can take $1 and make another $1, you can make $1 to make it up to $1 million. You just double it, double it, double it. It's all you need to do.
There's a guy in our Patreon, and he does like bulk CDs. So I wonder. I'm thinking about Clay. Like he loves films and movies, and that's great. So yeah, that's a good point. Why not focus on that niche?
Right.
I mean, how can you find enough of the inventory? What do you need? Do you need a DVD cleaner, a CD cleaner? Do you need a testing scenario where you get to actually watch some movies while you're working, and you can get them for $1, like you said, sell it for $4 or $5 or $10 or whatever? That's a really good point. Like, use your passion to kind of channel you where you need to
go. And there's eBay, Facebook, Amazon, Posh, all these platforms. You seriously do just need to pick one and try to make that one work. I think there's too many out there, StockX and all these other ones that you try to make money on. And you need to focus. I think that's the biggest thing out of all of it. If you're doing vintage clothes like Kevin, do it. Just go for furniture. Just go do it, I think. And if you know how to make money with that, then go do it. You can do stuff on Amazon. There's millions of ways to make stuff on Amazon. I know, those guys sell Legos over there. Buffalo Pickers and all those guys, they do Legos and they make a killing. Now Legos really don't excite me, so I don't go after that. But I can go pick up Legos, or I could pick up Barbies. I could pick up all that stuff and sell it.
I think it also defines it for me of what I'm willing to handle, what I have to process. It's all a different process when you do Amazon versus eBay. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the one-off stuff, but when it comes down to it, and all I got to do is ship it in. And you know what I mean? Like, there's a simplicity there of get it out my hands, get it to where it needs to go, like a hands-off approach more. I think that is a blessing in disguise when you're trying to also juggle anything from any other platform for sales. If you can know your Amazon platform and get that going, which has been a struggle for me this year. Everybody knows I've struggled, but it's coming to a nice head where I can really see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's starting to be very profitable. It's a lot of effort and a lot of work.
It is a lot of effort, but it's also satisfying to take that pair of jeans like those Levi's and buy it for a couple bucks at a garage sale and sell it for $35 and ship it off to them and have them give you positive feedback. That's another thing that you get that reassurance and all that stuff. You don't get that on Amazon that much, every once in a while.
And here's the thing that just kind of clicked for me. Like, I've been doing pretty well reselling. I was doing a little bit of everything. But when think about this, we live in the wealthiest nation in the history of our planet. And we know from going to garage sales and thrift stores that people just give away stuff that is worth money. And it's so abundant. So for me, it's like, that's what Tex said. He said, I chose clothing because he started out, I think, in cell phones and different hard goods. He wanted something that he could scale up. And once he realized that, hey, if I can spend $5 and sell it for $30 or $35, and I could find 20 to 50 of these pieces or more in a thrift store or the bins, then all it comes down to is I just need to figure out a process to list this and or to get help listing this. And that's when it clicked for me. And I think the reason a lot of people don't want to go with that approach because we view listing negatively. Like, I don't know if I just was watching too much YouTube where, like, man, I hate to list. Like, I even had that mindset. I have to list, but I don't really want to list. But once we started talking about processes and goals and seeing what that listing leads to, it changed my mindset. And that's why I'm all about this stupid clicker right now, because, like, I don't hate listing it. I'm excited when I start listing every day. I'm like, I want to, like Alton was talking about, keep inching that up slowly as I get faster, because I know the more I list, and that this stuff is everywhere around me, and I can almost source this to infinity. And I could scale that up. I could get scouts, and I could get sorcerers, and I could get, I don't know, man. It's just, there's so much opportunity there. But like what Scott was saying, there's opportunity in any niche. So I'm going to bring it back to the original point. And not that clothes necessarily are my full passion. I think I like building things. I've always liked to build things. I used to be a coach, and I love building programs, basketball teams, softball teams. I like taking a group of people or starting from scratch and building something up. And I think that's the way I look at reselling. Maybe that's why I enjoy it so much. But people just got to find their passion and go for it.
I agree.
Yeah, and another thing is like when you get back to what you said, like the motivation. It's like the old kicking the can on the bottom of a truck. You know, you got that can, you drank a Coke, but yet you have that can on the bed floor. And it just sits there every single day, and you keep saying, maybe today I'll bring it in, throw it out. Maybe today I'll bring it in and throw it out. Well, if you just did it to begin with, you wouldn't have to clean anything up. You wouldn't have to wait. Just do that. The same thing in its analogy every single day. Just act as if there's a can there, and you got to grab it and you got to throw it out every day. Every day you got to do your job. Every day you got to pull in your work. You got to do 110%, never 100%, 110%, going above and beyond. You know, and yeah, you can take some days off if you want to, but just know that other people are out there making money because you're taking time off. You know, money never sleeps. The old Gordon Gekko, Wall Street thing.
Right.
It's true. And you make your own blank check every single week. If you want to list 100 items in 1 week, you're gonna make a pretty good paycheck. If you want to list 10 items per week, it's not gonna be as good as check as 100 items per week. So you just got to go and be consistent. That's why I always say 10 a day at least 10 a day.
Right.
10 a day.
I think that's a positive number to tell anybody when they really want an honest opinion. Like Brian's pushing the limit of envelope for like a full-time reseller, but for someone who really wants to get into this and go, what is a metric that I need to make myself a good step in the right direction? That 10 a day, if you have enough to source, that 10 a day, or even if it's you spend a Saturday like I was doing in the past, I would get all my listings for the week done on a Saturday, Sunday. And then I would put as drafts, and I'd let 10 a day go live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then do it again, let the process source all week, make my listings on the weekend, and then start the process again.
Routine. There you go. You got that routine. So,
exactly.
And when you do that routine every week, it gets quicker, it gets easier, and then you'll have more time to spend with your family.
Absolutely.
Or let's jump to 15.
Right.
You got to try to stick with that goal. Maybe 4 out of the 5 days you'll probably get 15 items if you step up 15. If you don't do it for the 5th day or not the full 5 days, that's fine. If you do it 4 out of 5 days, that's fine. Just know your end goal is that 15 per day. You move. Because I'm getting ready to tell Ashley I'm ready to move up from 10 a day to 12 a day. And then if I go full time, I'll probably do my 10 a day too. So that's why I'm where I'm at, like motivation, Kevin. I know if I do 10 a day, I'm going to be making probably at least 50% more than what I'm making right now.
Right.
But again, now we see why I'm not you can see, as you see the picture in my head, you guys can start seeing clearly more where I'm at with my current job. You know what I mean? I'm trying to clear that picture up to exactly what you guys are talking about because my motivation is there with you guys. But technically, I can't do that because I got to work 40 hours a week on top of this. And then I have she works 40 hours a week on the eBay. It's just I have goals starting January. I need to get a business license. I want to start making my business cards. I want to be consistent at making YouTube videos. I want to be consistent because like you said, it goes back to doing the 10, 15 a day. Consistency. Monday, Wednesday, Friday is doing a video.
You need to define your process. Like if those are the things that you want to do, you need to go write out the steps for everything that you need to do and figure out how it plays into that minimum goal for you a day. Like I think that's the thing is, poor planning is some of the, like to me, if you don't plan it out, at least have an idea of how you're going to get there, then what's the point? Like you got to, like Brian knows he wants to list 50 items, but he knows that's his end goal. I'm sure he's already worked on his process, and now he's just getting faster with it. Same way with you. If you want to, there's a process to legitimizing a business. There's a process to getting a license. There's a process for everything. So
you write everything down. I write everything down.
When you write it, it makes it permanent. You know what I mean? If it's in your head, it can be lost.
You guys, I didn't show you this, but I even did a blueprint of my garage, how I want it set up. And now we got to take everything back out and redo it. But when we redo it, where my studio is going to be, where my woodworking stuff's going to be, where our inventory is going to be. And that's my goal right now. And then after that, I can have start setting everything up, and then I want to start making a woodworking YouTube channel when I start getting better, obviously. But this is all stuff that stimulates my brain, that makes me happy, slows my brain down, soothes and relaxes me. Is this eBay, doing this stuff with you guys? Because a lot of times I'm just spitballing things and ideas out to you guys and just looking for feedback. That's why I love this stuff.
Sweet. Guys, I gotta get going. So I wanted to, thanks for having me on, of course. And
we're going to start trying to do this. To every Tuesday. We're going to try to start
next week.
Who gets next Tuesday night so we can let everybody. All right. So if you haven't, by the way, guys, smash the like button, the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, we're on one of our channels. Next Tuesday, we'll be on Dumpster Diver Dad's channel. So if you're not on his channel, go ahead and subscribe and check us out there next Tuesday.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm at 1,390 subscribers, so I need 1,400 before I go live. So.
Oh, you'll get it.
You'll get that. I'm just happy about 300. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. But thanks for having me on, guys.
All right. Thanks for coming, everybody. Thanks.
Absolutely. It was fun. It's always fun to hang out with our fellows here.
That's right.
Yeah, and I think we had a lot of it was pretty packed with some knowledge there, man.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks everybody who dropped by. Go watch a movie. Clay, go watch the movie.